We are in the secret room of our ladies at St. Cyril and Methodius Ukrainian Catholic Church in Oliphant. It was founded in 1889. Ukrainian Catholics had been coming here since the early 1870s. And we're here on the occasion of the funeral of Father John Wysochansky, a son of the Wysochansky family, one of 12 children, and one of 4 brothers that became priests. It's a very rich story. When Father John was 8 years old, his father died in a coal mining accident. One day before he was supposed to retire, he was going to become the church cantor. And his saintly mother, the widow of Michael Wysochansky, Anelia, raised 12 children. 4 of them became priests. The ladies that are here serving us and welcoming us are children of those, or grandchildren of those miners, and they can share with us the difficult stories of what it was like. What was tragedy like at those times? Could you introduce yourselves?
Yes, I'm Michaeline Davis.
I'm Jewel Harris.
And I'm Marianne Sprin.
What happened in your family?
Well, one of my grandfathers was killed in a mining accident, and they, as was the practice then, would just bring the body home and leave the body on the porch. My other grandfather developed pneumonia from working in the mines, and he perished in a hospital.
And my father's father was killed in a mine accident 3 months before my father was born. That was in 1916. In those times, they had a wagon that was called the Black Maria, where they would just take the bodies and put them, basically just dump them on the porches of the family. And in my father's case, his father's headless body was dumped on the porch. The other thing that happened, my mother's father, and this was in 1946, so things had changed somewhat by then. He was in a mine accident. And at that time, they had the mine doctor who examined him and basically said, go home and rest and you'll be okay. But what happened is that he died 3 days later of internal injuries, that if he had gone to a regular hospital, he would have survived possibly.
And I had a grandfather who worked in the mines from the time he was 9 years old. And he never got to go to school, but he went to school through me. There was never a day that I didn't bring a book home that he would study with me. But from all of the years he spent in the mines, he died a very hard death with the anthracite. He had the pneumoconiosis, and he just died gasping for air.
Mm-hmm. My mother's brothers worked in the mines, and I would just love to hear their stories. They would talk about the canaries that were in the mines.
Yes.
That basically they were there to warn of the dangerous gases. If a canary died,
then it was time to get out of mine. Yes.
Yeah.
But my one uncle would talk about how the mines were so extensive that you could walk from Scranton to Wilkes-Barre underground, which is about 20-30 miles,
Yeah.
I think.
The point that is coming home to me today as I visit with you, dear ladies, as I visit with the Wysochansky family on the day of Father John Wysochansky's funeral, is that throughout a hard life, the people were carried by their faith.
Oh, absolutely.
They were carried through by prayer, by faith,
Yes.
and they endured untold hardship, and many were able to get through it without bitterness, without stopping to give life, because they knew they were in God's hands, protected by the Lord. When I-
Absolutely the truth. That was a center point in all our lives was the church and your faith and the holidays and your family.
And family.
Yeah.
So I want to really bow my head before this witness of faith of your grandparents, your parents, you, and I thank you. I thank you for this witness. This is a day of great inspiration as we say goodbye to Father John, one of 4 brothers that became a priest from an orphan family, in the sense that his mother had to send him to an orphanage because there were 12 children in all when her husband died. The 12th was in her womb, Father Walter, who is the last surviving sibling and will be celebrating the Divine Liturgy with us today. But this was incredible faith of a simple family here in Oliphant that ultimately ended up touching the lives of thousands of people in different places where the 4 priests, Father Constantine, Father Demetrius, Father John, and Father Walter served. What a story of faith. And I thank you, ladies, for carrying the faith and the story.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you.